Good morning. It is Wednesday, October 9th, and Jupiter is retrograde as of today and will be for a few months. I want to say February, could be January, I might be wrong. But it's already starting to show in my life. I am a Sagittarius. Jupiter is the ruling planet of my sun, and it is in my 6th house of work, and animals and my computer and dogs are not cooperating. So this is like my second time of trying to record this. Let's try to get through it. Okay, Jupiter retrograde in Gemini is going to be an awful lot like a Mercury retrograde on steroids. So really kind of be careful with yourself over these next few months. The temptation to get stuck in your head is going to be very strong, especially here in a few days when Mercury moves into Scorpio. Be cognizant of whether or not you're falling into any kind of depression and things like that. So take care of your mental health and your emotional health over these next few months for sure. Old conversations could come back up. Old ideas that you've had over the last few months might need to be reviewed. Basically, when Jupiter's moving forward, it's putting that expansion energy out into the world. And when it stations retrograde, it turns it inward. So oftentimes when it's direct, we're just going, and it moves so fast that like we miss things. We miss the details. So we're going to treat it a little bit like some Virgo energy here, and we're going to kind of backtrack and look at what details we might have missed during that time, whether that be ideas that you had or possibly conversations that you have had. You know, sometimes we all look back at a conversation from time to time and go, wait a minute, did they really say that? I didn't even catch that, right? So you might see some stuff like that coming up. You may also see, it's a little karmic in nature, quite honestly. Gossiping, playing both sides of the aisle, being a little two-faced, not being honest, trying to keep things all lighthearted when you should have been actually dealing with a problem. Those are things that are likely going to come back around and start biting people in the ass as well. So just keep a lookout for that over these next several months, okay? The moon is in Capricorn today. So our emotional state is more grounded. It's in a more karmic place, honestly. It's in a place where we want to slow down and we want to figure out what we really need to do on an emotional or a subconscious level to start rebuilding things, okay? That also puts Saturn in control, and Saturn, the planet of karma, is retrograde, where it really likes to test people's boundaries and start handing out karma according to said boundaries, okay? So really look out for some of those tests today. Look out for some of those things coming back around, and it's almost like a giving you another chance just to see if you're still stupid. I know I've said that before. It's the universe testing you type of energy. So bit of a difficult day, but there's definitely a need for it as well. But the moon will also square off with the nodes later this afternoon. So that's definitely feeling like you're being pulled in every direction, right? Like somebody wants your attention over here, maybe even somebody from the past when you're trying to move forward over here, taking care of some things for yourself, right? So when it comes up there, make sure that you've got some good, strong boundaries, emotional boundaries, spiritual boundaries. You're listening to your intuition and you're really paying attention to like the energies that are coming up throughout the day and what's coming back around, okay? Energy of the day is temperance. So this is all about balance. It's going to feel like, you know, we're in like an in-between state where we need to figure out how we're going to take the ugliness that's happening and turn it into something productive, something that we can create with, something we can move forward with. What we're focusing on is the Queen of Swords. Say the ugly words. Cut people off if you gotta. Stop sugarcoating things. Stop, trying to make everybody else happy at the expense of yourself. It's not your responsibility to make other people comfortable around you. If they're not comfortable around you, then they shouldn't be around you. They don't need to be trying to make you change in order to make themselves comfortable, okay? It is perfectly acceptable to use your grown-ass adult words and speak up for yourself. Make sure that you are clear with your words about where your boundaries are, and if people are ignoring that, you gotta cut them out. They don't belong in your space if they cannot be respectful of your boundaries. Really using your words is super, super important, especially with Jupiter retrograde in Gemini. So really make sure you're being very, very, very clear with what it is that you need to be saying and what it is that you need in your life, okay? What we're avoiding here is the star. Sometimes we need to stop trying to look for that light at the end of the tunnel and backtrack a little bit and focus on what is right in front of us. Oftentimes we get distracted by that light, right? So we like let things slide in front of us, or we miss stuff that's in front of us. But again, that Jupiter retrograde is going to be backtracking, and we need to actually face this stuff head on as it is right in front of us, and make sure that we're clearing our immediate space of things that are holding us back, people, places, and things. Bottom of the deck is the Ten of Pentacles. So this is all about your own stability, your own comfort, your own legacy. That money could have something to do with this as well. Could be things about a job, or coworkers, whatever. But there's something here that's about your own stability that's kind of feeding this, okay? Wherever it is that you're feeling really uncomfortable in your life, it's time to fix that. And it's time to get rid of anybody who is fueling that sense of being uncomfortable. Okay, clarifiers for our temperance here. We have the Magician as card of creation. Again, did we have that yesterday? I think we had that yesterday. Understanding you have what you need to create what you need, what you want in your life. And the Six of Swords. So this is really perfect for temperance here. Again, we're finding our balance in the midst of things that are not great, right? We're figuring out how to transmute that stuff, right? So, Magician, you have everything you need to be able to make that happen. You don't need anything from anyone else. Six of Swords is moving out of like a chaotic mindset, moving into a more peaceful place, particularly when it comes to like mentally, right? There could be conversations had today that help you to like let go of something from the past. So definitely the energy of the day is finding balance in your life and understanding that you don't need people or places or situations that put you in a chaotic space, and that you have the ability to do what you need to do for yourself. You don't need to rely on other people to do that. Clarifiers for our Queen of Swords. Why do we have the spicy words today? Just keep in mind, if someone's being a jerk to you, you have every right to throw it right back at them. There is no reason why we always need to be the bigger person. If someone's being horrible to you, tell them. Cut them off. Don't be a doormat, okay? Clarifiers for our Queen of Swords. We have the High Priestess. That's Saturn retrograde in Pisces is really testing those intuitive boundaries. You might be getting gaslit. And you're going to have to lean on your intuition to say, no, this isn't it, okay? So definitely your intuition's telling you something, and that's very likely to be tested over the next couple of days. Okay, one more. Oh, we got two more. We have Nine of Cups and Wheel of Fortune. I actually really, really like this. So again, we're going to be listening to our intuition. It's telling us what way to go, right? We need to speak up for what it is we want. We need to speak up for what it is that really fulfills us, that gives us a space of happiness and joy, wish fulfillment, emotional fulfillment, right? Other people don't know what you need if you don't tell them. Stop expecting other people to be mind readers. I swear, some of y'all be driving me crazy. And I've been that person before, so I'm not saying anything horrible about it. We've all been there. But you have to tell people what you want or they don't know, okay? So make sure that you're being very clear with your words. Make sure you're listening to your intuition. And then we have the Wheel of Fortune. This is moving forward towards your goals. We're moving into a new space, and just astrologically, we are really moving into a new space over these next several months. So definitely make sure that you are speaking up for yourself. Really, really focus on using your words to be very extremely clear. No beating around the bush, no sugarcoating. Say, this is what I want, this is what I need, this is where my boundaries are. Take it or leave it, okay? And if they don't want to take it, tell them to hit the road, okay? So clarifiers for the star. Here we have Knight of Pentacles. Yeah, I actually got the Knight of Pentacles for myself today. And I think sometimes when we get like stuck on that, like looking for that light at the end of the tunnel, sometimes we want to like rush to get it. It's a lot of times it gives you that whole, I'll be happy when this is done, when I have this, when I've done this. And you start getting in a rush to get there, right? But we really need to slow down. And of course, Jupiter, that planet of expansion going retrograde, is going to force us to slow down, right? So we really want to slow down. We want to take our time. We want to make sure that we're fixing our current situation in the way that it is so that we can allow our ship to come in a better way. Make sure that we're in a good space to receive that light when we get to it, right? So really, and throughout today, there's some roughness in the air. We do have Ten of Swords on the bottom, so there could be some painful endings in this, but keep in mind that you have to let go of the old in order to make space for the new, and you just got to clear out where we're at. Pluto stations direct on Saturday. We have just a couple of days left. When it stations direct, that's when we're going to start rebuilding things. So we need to finish clearing out our space so that we can rebuild on a better solid ground.